6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is up, everybody? It's Wednesday evening, Wednesday morning if you're in the US, but Wednesday evening if you are here in Australia. Welcome to NXT Round Up. It is me, the dad bod god, the bald, the beard, the fucking beautiful Piers Austin. And once again, I am joined by my homie, my boy, the best from the West, the man himself, California. What's going on, brother?
What is going on, my fellow bald brother? Great to be with you once again. Psyched, pumped up to talk a little bit about NXT, brother.
Mate, so am I. It's great energy. But before we get into it, we got to take a quick second, a quick moment, if you will, to thank those amazing sponsors that help us keep these, flashy lights on going up around me. First up is healthvape.com. If you or someone you know is a vapor, a smoker, you need to get them onto healthvape.com. All of their products are no nicotine, no addictive or harmful chemicals, as California lights up a smoke. And guys, they are vitamin infused. So check out some of their vape and pod products. Use that promo code MWAPOD to get a 10% discount all day, every day at your final purchase. Next up, guys, is sleefs.com. That's SLEEFS, sleefs.com. Now, this is your one-stop shop for all your athletic wear, guys. That's it. If you're a gym junkie, you're an athlete, this is the place for you to go. They've got armbands, compression pants, compression shorts, headbands, knee bands, socks, boots, mouth guards. They've even got dirty boxes, and I always tell everybody how I love the dirty boxes they've sent me. They're the most comfortable boxes that I own, bro. Like, honestly, they stay fresh, they stay dry. I'm an active dude. I'm always on the go, and they've got funky designs. So, at the end of the day, when the belt buckle comes undone and the pants come down, your significant other gets a nice little giggle at what's presented in front of her, and it's, before you take the dirty boxes down, of course. But, guys, check out sleeps.com. Use that promo code MWAPOD to get a 10% discount on your final purchase. Now, California, we got some people in the chat. We got my man, Mr. Pete Pacho, in the house. Great combo. We've also got Facebook user Monday Night Raw 2002 full show. Oh, okay, thank you. Get some love. Facebook user, tell us who you are. We'll give you some love.
Yeah, tell us.
California, what's been going on,
bro? Those sleeves look very interesting. I'm wondering, when the one that has the briefs there, with the elephant's face in it, yeah, the dirty box. Yeah, does your penis go into the elephant's trunk? Does it come out like that?
Hey, that's I don't know. That's a bit personal, man. You know what I mean? So, but we'll get into that later, bro. But look, man, it's great to have you back on, man. It's been a minute since you've been on, dude. NXT has kind of been. They've had some pretty good weeks, man. I'm going to be honest. Like they haven't had some bad weeks. Look, this week was okay. There's some points where I was like, but there was other points where I was like, this is fucking top level, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I watched Vengeance Day last week.
Thank you, Pete.
I really enjoyed that show. And that was my first ever solo review. and so that was interesting as well. But yeah, I enjoyed last week. I guess so now I am up to date on all the stories going on in NXT, and yeah, this week was it was okay. It was okay. Yeah, high points, low points. We'll get into it.
So, bro, the show starts off. Bron Breakker, Dolph Ziggler. You know, these guys. You know, for me, you know, Dolph Ziggler, you know, is one of the top performers in the world, hands down. You know, the reason I don't know, I want to know what the fuck is the reason why he isn't been a main event like world champion multiple times over. He must have either a lot of heat or fucking the only reason he has a job is because he knows a lot of shit. But to me, man, I think this can either be a resurgence in his career, kind of like how we've mentioned before about Mandy Rose and the toxic attraction thing, right? This could be a big resurgence, or he's just coming down to put over Bron Breakker.
Yeah, look, it's a shame. It's a real shame with Ziggler because he is so good at what he does. And I feel like, wow, it's so nice to see him being presented in this way in a main event kind of spot, showing what he can actually do, his actual range of what he can do, and not just being stuck in another tag team for a year and a half before that breaks up. I feel like it's just a crying shame for somebody like him. And the problem with him on the main roster is they've already decided where his trajectory is. He's never going to go any higher than where he's at right now. He's been higher before, but they don't. They need guys. They need guys. The Lashley's out. We need some, big time matches for WrestleMania. Why can't a Dolph Ziggler get some sort of angle going on the main show heading towards WrestleMania? Because he's only ever had one singles match in his whole career at WrestleMania. So seeing him now, seeing the range that he's got, the backstage interviews on the mic, the back and forth with Bron Breakker, this is like the Ziggler that I think a lot of people have been wanting to see for a long time.
Michael Mados in the house. What is up, my brother from another mother, all the way over in New York? Love that dude. But man, I got to say this, man. Dolph Ziggler, to me, he's either like, for me, going down there, he's going to do the favors and he's going to get Breakker over. And fuck, man, they're pushing Breakker to the moon, dude. That guy is a fucking rock star, hands down, dude. Like Dolph Ziggler, man, he's someone who can get in the ring and have a phenomenal match with anyone. My thing
it's
is,
going to be good.
My thing is with Dolph Ziggler is they don't see him as any higher as what he is. They send him down to NXT to put over, Bron Breakker. That's where they're looking at where his trajectory is, unless he goes and has a main event run in NXT with the title, which I don't think they're going to take the title off Bron this quick, man. I just don't see it. Unless they're going to do like a quick flip back and forth. But like, I just don't see them taking momentum off Breakker. No,
definitely not. And, I wanted to bring this up with you because I had a little bit of an argument with somebody on Twitter in the last week, some random guy after Vengeance Day. And this guy said,
I'm going to stop you. Don't argue with people on Twitter, right? The kids in school that sniff glue.
I couldn't help this time.
The kids at school that sniff the glue, that's those motherfuckers, bro. They're the fuckers that argue with on Twitter.
Bro, I couldn't help myself, okay? Because when I read this, I wanted to just debunk this bullshit straight up. This guy said, oh my God, I'm so sick of seeing Bron Breakker in the main event. This is like Cena 3.0 or Reigns 2.0. And I'm like, dude, he's defended the title once and he's held it for like, 4 months? Where are you coming from with this? Like they get this new guy, they're getting him over. What do you want? What is it that you want? And he couldn't give me an actual response. So it's like, okay, you can criticize, but you don't have a suggestion of how to do it better. I think Bron Breakker's run so far for a guy who's had less than 100 matches in his career. This dude is money waiting to be fucking drawn in.
And you know what? You think that when he walked through the door for the first time, that they weren't just going like salivating, going, man, we're going to do something good with this guy. Like, bro, the guy looks like a fucking $1 million. He's big, he's jacked, he looks like a Steiner, he sounds like a Steiner, he moves like a Steiner. And for someone who hasn't even, been wrestling for 2-3 years, he's been wrestling for less than maybe 12 months.
Yeah.
Like when he started, like he didn't do any indies, I don't think. Like, dude, the way he goes in the ring, fuck, like, you know what I mean? The way he cuts promos, he's amazing. I think he's top notch.
How good is he going to be in 5 years? I mean, if he's this good now, can you imagine where we're going to be at then?
I think he's going to be like another Bray Wyatt. And I don't mean it as like same in character wise, but I mean same as in development of a individual, and I hope he gets a better run than what Bray Wyatt gets. But I think he'll be one of those guys. He'll be so over that he doesn't need a title, if that makes sense. Like, he'll be one of those guys that will be able to cut a compelling promo. And I think it comes down to guys that are like been in the business their whole lives. Like, there's guys like us that have been fans, and if we get like, just, I don't know, like a wrestler who's been a fan their whole life then gets into the business, right? But someone who's been like a fan their whole life, but their dad and their uncles and their, you know what I mean, all these people around have been in it, you understand it at a much fucking deeper level from such a young age. So you just absorb all this shit because you're around it, you're seeing it. So, you know, that to me, I think is like an amazing plus for him as well. Like, where he's at now, where he's going to be at 5 years, he's going to be like the top of the world.
Yeah, to be under that Steiner learning tree before you're even in the business, that's an advantage not many will have.
100%, dude. But you know, Bron Breakker and Dolph Ziggler, you know, had a good back and forth. As I said, I just hope he's not there just to put over Breakker. I think, you know, I'd like to see a decent, you know, 2-3 month feud out of this.
Me too, and it's also interesting with Champa being kind of around the area as well. So I'm sure he'll duck in with possible, you know, triple threat match or something as well. So, you know, I want to see Ziggler stick around for a while. I don't want it to be like AJ, who just came in for this one match and then he was off, or Riddle, who came in for this one match and then off he goes. I'd like to see him stick around and show, you know, everyone out there that, you know, what they've been missing on the main roster.
Shout out to Daniel Johnson, Reigns 2.0. Give me a break. What a loser. That dude should write for The Observer. And also we got Red Draco. He's great. I think he's those people who compare to Cena and Roman is trying to force people to like him. Don't get me wrong. I think he's great because he's like his dad and his uncle Papa Pump. I agree with 100% what you said. He is like, I think, one of those just amazing performers, dude, that like is just waiting to just skyrocket into superstardom. But dude, the first match we saw was Grayson Waller versus LA Knight. Bro, what did you think of this match and get a takeaway from this match?
I've got some notes. One thing I've noticed, I don't think ring announcers, I don't think they announce hometown and weight anymore. Something that I noticed during this. Don't understand why. Another one of those WWE things, I'm sure. Another thing I noticed, Grayson Waller has dropped those gloves. So I assume they're distancing him away from that Golden Gloves boxer thing that they were going on about when he first came into NXT. I thought, you know, it was exciting to see these two finally clash after, you know, a few months of story back and forth. The only problem I really have is I just thought the finish was a little bit weak. Yes, maybe you want to get Waller over with a dirty victory there, but I kind of feel like that bodyguard he's got out there, and I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but he's a big fella, and I really think that guy should have been at least more of a physical presence in the match where, you know, if he gets actively involved, he does one thing, and that changes the whole course of the matchup, the whole trajectory of the matchup for LA Knight. And I think you need to get him over as, you know, actually being in that position of a bodyguard or an insurance policy. He needs to do something to get over. And so I thought the finish was weak, and I didn't like seeing the big guy get just laid the fuck out by LA Knight after the match so easily. Like, come on, get the guy over. What's the point of him being there if he's just going to just bump for him? Get a small manager then if you want someone bumping.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I felt the same way. Like when they had Sanga in the match with LA Knight, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I felt like, bro, overall for it, like it just exposed him so much. It's like, dude, you've got this massive big unit. Have him be that, you know, intimidating force on the sideline. Do just small things that are impactful. But him going into that match, it just exposed him like a lot. And I think having Waller on the outside during that match really helped because he was able to sort of be that sort of, interjection at certain points to help the match flow. And I think, he really did a great job at that. But I think this match with, LA Knight, I think the match was really good. And one thing I'm going to say, how like the crowd at NXT, and excuse me for a second, I'm just going to, the crowd at NXT likes to chant, Usos at Soa Sokoa, likes to chant Walter at Gunther, and so forth. No one has chanted Eli Drake at LA Knight. And I'm just gonna say this: LA Knight has gotten his gimmick over from the fucking get-go. This is a guy that should not be on NXT. He should have probably already been a multiple-time Intercontinental Champion and probably way to being, a Universal or World Champion. Like, he's that level of performer, bro. Like,
he's got all those tools, man, and it's props to him because people have almost. I've actually kind of forgotten about the fact that Eli Drake was a thing because he's got LA Knight over so well that I've forgotten that there was a previous past, of his career. So that's props to him, and you're totally on the money there. Like this guy, I'm hoping, once they get this new crop of guys in NXT 2.0 over, that he can go to the main roster and they can get, a big star out of him. I know he's a little bit older, but it shouldn't fucking matter because he doesn't look his age. He looks a lot younger and he works a lot younger. So
I agree. Man, I think Waller is showing he can hang with main event performers at the highest level, bro. And he's done that with AJ. He's done that with, LA Knight now. I think he is at that level, bro. Like he's another one which I don't really see how they can keep him in NXT for too long. I think he's just got that personality. He's got that character. Perfect, heel gimmick. And, he's great on the mic, dude. Like, you could easily go and interject him, straight into Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown, any
definitely.
week. And he's gone and he's had that interjection. And I really think he's doing an amazing stuff. I think Sanga does play a good role. He did play a good role on the outside. However, he shouldn't wrestle. He shouldn't wrestle on TV. And I'm going to say this properly without, because I'm not trying to make a joke about it. He shouldn't wrestle on TV until he has improved greatly. You exposed him, as I said 2 weeks ago, or they exposed him 2 weeks ago, I feel. But like having someone like that, just, be that thing, small movements, sudden things like that, keep it, keep that presence about him. And, but the good thing is as well that Waller is so over that it's like it's probably not noticeable to everybody, but like it's one of the things I picked up a couple times. But man, I think Waller, he went over in this match and he's just looking phenomenal.
Absolutely, bro. I'm looking forward to seeing what the next chapter in the story is. And as far as the big man's concerned, they should take baby steps with him. Just take your time, like they did with Omos. Take your time. Don't just have this guy be there and then all of a sudden within the next few years he's been released because he wasn't good enough or whatever, because you overexpose him and you feel like there's never going to be a chance for him to improve. Just take your time with him because, he could become something one day if you do that.
100%, brother. 100%. Then we saw a backstage segment with Dakota Kai and Wendy Chu. Man, this Dakota Kai new gimmick of her talking to herself and stuff like that, bro, I am not into it. And I have said this before. I have never been into Dakota Kai as a character, as a performer. I'm not saying she's bad. I'm just saying, like, she's just not my cup of tea. But in saying that, she's on NXT and she works for WWE, and there's a reason for that. But again, like I said, it's not my cup of tea, but wrestling is subjective, so we can go down any road we like. However, I like the fact that she's noticing her past behaviors of turning on her partners and obviously mentioning that to Wendy Chu. I'm just not feeling that she wants us. She wants me. She wants me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, look, I don't really like the changing in character. I like Dakota Kai. I like her. But I don't like the change in character. If someone's going to be talking, then maybe they should be talking to something, because it's been shown in the past that it can work. Al Snow with Head, Perry Saturn with Moppy. Maybe that's not as popular as Head. Chavo with Pepe. Maybe she needs something to talk to. But I'm not sure if this is the right way to go. And I don't like the Wendy Chu gimmick either. So is Wendy Chu someone who's got narcolepsy, and is Dakota Kai a schizo? Shouldn't they get some help?
I just feel like in this segment, and me, bro, I'm not like overly sensitive about anything really. Like, I'm a pretty liberal kind of person. But when she goes, "Oh yeah, I told your other friend, the other one," like, I kind of felt like you're kind of going down this road of mental illness. Like, you've got this person who's a schizophrenic and you're like making fun of him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, I don't know, man. Am I being a little bitch? Am I looking at it like a little bitch?
You know what, bro? Not to take too much of a sidebar, but on the WCW network, we have a series where we're playing SmackDown versus Raw 2011, and there's a storyline with Rey Mysterio where he was in an accident. He was in a limousine. He was in an accident, and for weeks he's had concussion problems. But they're still getting him to wrestle within the storyline of the game, and we just find that hilarious. And it's such a sign of the times back then that he's got amnesia. Everyone's talking about how he's got amnesia, but yet he's wrestling matches on the show. It's hilarious. Yeah. So it's funny how they do stuff like this.
But apparently these two ladies are going into the Dusty Cup tournament together. So it's going to be interesting.
It's just a lot of thrown together tag teams. Obviously, you can't have that many tag teams on NXT because there's, only so much time every week to get certain teams over. But, I'm sure the teams that will be in the finals, I would assume would have to be teams that are at least established as being a team. But you never know.
Yeah, man. Then we saw this fucking segment with Cora Jade and Raquel Gonzalez, that a training vignette. And then at the end of it, they go to the zip line and like, "You can do this. We can do it." I'm just like, cringe.
I thought it was all very cute. They're doing these things together to form some bonding for a team. So it's cute, but if Raquel's so scared, then why is she, whilst on the Flying Fox, got her phone out filming herself? Just nitpicking there.
100%, brother. But yeah. So next we saw Toxic Attraction in the Toxic Lounge, kicking back again. I love the fact that they're focusing on Toxic Attraction. They opened up the past 2 weeks. Not this week with Toxic Attraction. Well, they kind of did with a package of really, with a package of Toxic Attraction. But they're sitting there watching it, talking about the Dusty Cup. They got their belts there. Yeah, man. I really don't see these women losing these titles anytime soon. I don't see these guys being a very strong stable for the next probably 6 months. Easily 6 months to 12.
I'm down with that, bro. And one thing I love most, and I've said it every time we've done this review, Wade Barrett again. Every time Toxic Attraction are showing up or doing anything, he's getting excited. He wanted to get out of his chair and go over to the lounge and hang out with them. And, he's been told, no, sit down, Wade, sit down. I love humor like that. It's my favorite. And I think Wade Barrett is one of the best color guys in wrestling right now.
Absolutely agree. Next, we saw Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai versus Amari Miller and Lash Legend. This is Lash Legend's first match. She had like about several vignettes, then nothing, and then, hey, you're in the Dusty Classic.
Actually, No, and you wouldn't know this because no one would know this because no one watches 205 Live, but she's actually been wrestling on 205 Live for the last few months. I don't even know why they still have that show.
Wait,
but
205 Live is still a thing?
Yeah, it's still a thing, even though there's no cruiserweight title. It's still called 205 Live.
I thought it was called NXT Light or some shit.
Maybe they've changed it. Maybe it's changing or has changed already. But before all of this changed. She had been on 205 Live. But I do also find it interesting now that you brought it up. Like, she was doing these segments. She had a talk show. She had Tony D'Angelo on that talk show. And then all of a sudden she just shows up here on NXT and she's in a tag team for this Dusty Classic. I thought it was a bit weird too.
Yeah, anyway, but I am going to start off with this. Amari Miller bumps like a motherfucker. Like, straight up, she was bumping the fuck all over the place for Io and Kaylee Ray. Like, she sold shit well. I would have liked them if they slowed it down probably a little bit and made it sort of the match a little bit longer, and sort of really sort of show that punishment, because you sort of like see Ray and Io Shirai, the psychopaths, you know, in NXT. So show that, show that violent side, like, you know, show her like really like selling it, crawling to try and get to the corner, and you know, that sort of stuff to me, I think really sort of shows more of a benefit from, you know, what the two baby faces are trying to accomplish of being like an over tag team, right?
Yeah. When we knew who was winning this ahead of time, but yeah, I thought Amari was great, and you know what? I didn't realize how big Lash Legend is. She's quite tall. I was like, how has this not been something that we've noticed yet? In all the stuff that they've done already, right? This chick's like an Amazon. She's huge.
It's all about the camera angles, though, I expect.
Yeah.
Man. But you know what, man? She looked good. She looked good in the ring. Like, she used that sort of that size to her advantage as well. Like, man, she's gonna be a powerhouse, you know, there, dude. Like, I don't doubt it one bit, man. She looked intimidating, and that, especially that loud personality as well. Fuck. Like, that's awesome, man. I think she's gonna go into some pretty cool shit there. But, you know, I felt, you know, I did have the match felt a little bit rushed. One thing as well, they go for a pinfall and the camera guy goes to Toxic Attraction.
Fucking hell, man.
You see where the issue is there, right? Like, you see where I'm going? Like, they go for a pinfall and the camera spans to Toxic Attraction.
That's such a AEW thing to do.
That's such a fucking just headbutt though. Like, I was just like, what? Come on, man. I thought WWE is like the fucking.
They're supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
They're supposed to be the best at production and everything. Yeah, you know, and we've mentioned this before, bro. The shaking of the camera, like the cameraman's always doing like this. It's always like this.
Yep.
And it's just like, stop, just hold it still, bro. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Like, in the zoom in.
Get it off the guy with Tourette's.
Like, when there's a beat down or chair shots over and over, the camera's doing this. It's like, fuck, man, you're gonna give someone a seizure.
Yeah, he must be doing that, like, in the background, doing that TikTok video where everyone like does these ones and stuff. Like, I don't know. But after that, man, we saw Dante Chan do a promo. Yeah, we saw Dante Chen do a promo. You know,
I'd never heard of him or seen him before because I must have missed the episode he debuted on.
He got taken out by Duke Hudson. Like, he got smashed and mollywopped. But yeah, so no, he's he does a promo saying that he's coming for Duke Hudson. Then we see a Brooks Jensen recording a dating video, bro. What, like, the fucking the romance angles, man. Like, I just don't get the fucking romance angle. Like, how are you gonna see it?
I liked the one they did last week at the bar. This week it exposed. I don't even know which one's which. I still can't remember. The guy who was being filmed. I was
Yeah.
like, his acting.
Do you know who he is?
Is that Bull Buchanan's son?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got heat with Ben at the moment, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was supposed to organize an interview between me and him, and me and his dad, and then it never fucking happened. So, I guess because he got signed to NXT, so
Yeah,
it's not probably his fault.
Dude, look,
But,
I kind of thought it was pretty funny. Like,
at times it was, but also I was just like, fucking come on, like, how many weeks are we going to go through this? And then what's the payoff in the end?
I don't know. He finds love. He gets it. He gets some ass. Like, I don't know, bro.
Oh my god!
He has a meaningful one-night relationship, or he finds the love of his life. Either way, he's a happy man. But I thought it was pretty funny, dude. I thought but again, man, trying to find something to do with guys, dude, and in a
fair enough.
To get
as long as like they're being given some content and getting to do something, right? That's I get it for sure.
Like, and it's not like it was like, oh, what the fuck? It was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, it was okay. It was just, they did multiple segments of it, and I was just like, man,
I think one segment would have been enough, and maybe make it a little bit extra longer than having to go back and forth, if you know what I mean.
I think I found the second one less funny than the first one.
See, that's the sort of shit that they should be putting on like social media and YouTube and shit.
Yeah.
And telling story. But I mean, like they should so much utilize that, like, because they can always tell all these stories on social media and stuff because so many people following it.
Yeah, because not everything has to happen on the day that there's the actual show happening. Like things happen during the week. Let's see what their lives are like during the week before the next episode, so we can see these things along the way.
Yeah, but I think that it was pretty funny that the whole dating video, him trying to find love after Cadence Carter. But we saw Dante Chan versus Duke Hudson. Now, Dante Chan is the babyface.
Mm-hmm.
He jumps Duke at the start of the match.
He's mad.
Yeah, I get it. He's mad. Duke took him out and hit his leg. And like, there's the story there, but he's a baby face. You know what I mean? Like, no, well, I'll attack you from the front. You'll see me. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole, like.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean.
I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just talking out my ass. What do I know?
No, definitely not, bro. It's an astute point.
I thought the match was good. I thought the match itself wasn't bad. Hudson, I feel, is more of an old school heel. And he definitely gives off that kind of vibe. His big boot, pardon me, looks fucking nasty. And his finish, fuck. That looks
fucking
cool,
I was gonna say it looked like Dante copped it sweet on with the bit of whiplash on the bump there with that what was it? It was an outsider's or razor's edge, but he kind of like, I don't know. He pushed him out and slammed him down instead of just pushing him out.
Almost like into a last ride.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
like
I thought that too. I was like, ooh, poor Dante there, but I think maybe he was just overshot just slightly. But I just found it interesting that Dante had so much of the offense early in the match and took Duke Hudson 2 moves and then it was over. So
yeah,
Dante really got his revenge, didn't he?
Oh, dude, yeah, definitely did. But Dante Chan looked good in this match though. He looked violent. He went straight after him from the get-go, bro. Like he fucking went hard. And it looked like it was a really solid match. I enjoyed it. But I felt like, obviously him sort of, getting the loss. Where do you go from here with him? You know what I mean? Like, what can you do now with him?
Good point. Yeah. Oh, I want to ask you something, actually.
Yes, sir.
What happened to Boa? Is he still there?
He's still around. Yeah, they give people breaks, man. Like
is he still doing his thing? Is he still feuding with was it Sokola? I think it seems like Sokola's moved on.
that feud's done now.
It's over. Okay.
Solo Sokola's gone on to he's gone on to Gunter.
Yes.
AKA Walter. But next we saw, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams cut a promo. They cut the same promo that they did last week.
Yeah,
cut the same promo they did the week before. And then Pete Dunne came out. So Pete Dunne comes out, throws down the challenge. Next week, Dunne versus Mello. As it's going down, it's out of nowhere. Grimes makes the attack, and then we have Trick Williams versus Cameron Grimes.
Yeah. I think Trick still has a lot of work to do. I'm not sure if he's TV ready yet. It seemed like he's a little too green at the moment. Not his fault.
I thought he did some things well.
Some things. Just thought it was a little rough around the edges.
Well, that's NXT, man. They're there to learn. But I think I think he looked decent. I think the move before the finish looked a bit off. Like I think maybe was he out of position? The move that Grimes did off the top rope,
the crossbody, and he kind of, as he turned around, he got
he copped it like from that way, like across the like it just looked fucking nasty, dude. It's kind of been a week of nasty bumps in WWE. But yeah, like that to me looked a little bit sick. But after that, man, I think that Cameron Grimes, again, he's another guy that can get in the ring with absolutely anybody and put on a phenomenal performance.
Definitely, bro. He's one of my favorites in NXT for sure. Seems like everything he does is entertaining. He's not just a great wrestler. He can also entertain. He can do both. So
he's a second generation, dude. Second gen.
Really? Who's his dad?
His dad wrestled with the Hardy Boys in. Pardon me. Sorry, I have to owe everybody a beer who's watching. My phone on silent. No, his dad was a worker. I think I can't remember his dad's name, but his dad wrestled for Omega and wrestled with Hardys and shit. I think he did some stuff in WCW. But yeah, I'm sure someone in the comments is going to tell me who his dad is. But yeah, Cameron Grimes' dad is so basically Cameron Grimes is calls Matt Hardy and Jeff Uncle Matt and Uncle Jeffy. which I think would be hilarious. Which I think would be a hilarious gimmick.
His dad's name is Tracy Cadell.
Tracy Cadell, there you go.
He co-founded Omega with Matt Hardy.
Oh, there you go. He was the co-founder.
Oh, and he passed away. I didn't know that.
Oh shit. Okay.
There we go.
R.I.P.
Yep.
Then we see Nikita Lyons hype video.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Bro. I'm down. I'm down and I'm ready.
Yeah, you're all about the Lions.
That's a whole lot of woman, as she says, and she's right.
yeah, she is. She looks phenomenal. Next we see a Chase U segment, which I think to me was the segment of the fucking show.
Really? I can't remember seeing this.
He's basically sitting there and he's doing a talk to his class, and he says, Wagner has lost his balls because he can't, Stone won't let him fight. And then he's he kicks the student out of the fucking office because the student goes, but Von Wagner's so big, how are you going to be able to beat him? Well, you get the fuck out of here. I like this Andre Chase character. And then he's got his little lackey in the background. Yeah, tell him, Mr. Chase.
Excellent, bro.
I love it. But then we see Nikita Lyons versus Kayla Inlay. Lyons intro is it's weird. I'm gonna say it's fucking weird. She comes out, she power walks, she shadow boxes, she gets in the ring, she sings along to her lyrics. Like, there's a lot going on there, brother. There is a lot going on there to take in. I think you've got to sort of go with one thing. I think there's a lot going into the character, which I think is cool, but like that's a lot to put out in one hit. And I think, to me, I thought the striking didn't look good. Her kicks, personally, I didn't think her striking looked all that good. After the finish, she just stood there awkwardly. Just, you know what I mean? Like, she's supposed to be this like ultimate superstar, the daughter of a rock legend, this like megastar, and she just comes out and she just looked like a deer in headlights. And I get it, man. Like, fuck, if I was in that position, I'd probably be a deer in headlights too. But again, I'm not a performer for WWE. I think I think either that or the camera crew really fucked up and shouldn't have panned to her.
Yeah, they probably need to be a bit more tight in telling her exactly what to do, and where to look and what to do at every single moment of the match. Because if in the vignettes she's portrayed as someone who looks incredibly confident with herself, for her to be seen in that light after the fact, maybe there was just a little bit of miscommunication. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think one of the things it just looked like she didn't look like she knew she was on camera. To me, it looked just like she didn't know. Like, she was just like looking, and I think it comes down to production, man. Like, you're in the production truck, you kind of see like, oh shit, no, don't go to that shot. She doesn't know that there's a camera on her. Okay, go to something else. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of got to be able to be a little bit tighter on that stuff, I think, from a production standpoint. But next we see another little backstage love interest. Hudson, Persia have a little bit of a backstage cheeky pash. Indy catches him. He thinks it's gross. Persia swims off.
She thought it was gross.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here, bro, but there must be a portion of this show that I didn't get in the version that I watched, because I didn't see this.
Right.
No.
So let me lay it down for you. All right. So Persia comes in. She goes up to Duke. She goes, I watched your match. I watched every second of it. It was amazing. It was great. And then he just grabs her and lays one on her. And then in walks Indy Hartwell. She goes, ew, gross. And Persia's like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. And she leaves. All right. And then Hudson's looking at Indy and he goes, ooh, gross. You didn't say that a while back.
Oh,
yeah, right.
Very interesting.
And then he goes, oh, you weren't saying that before or something like that. And she goes, well, her response was, that was a long time ago. And his response was, it doesn't have to be. And then it pans to Dexter standing in the corner, who goes, and then walks off, leaving. And I'm like, you've got a guy who's a fucking character of a psycho fucking obsessed stalker killer, and you just cucked him?
Fuck, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, look, I love Persia, Indy, and I love the Australians representing there. But I think the person who came off looking terrible here was Dexter. That's just my opinion. I think he came across looking weak. He just put his head. Well, you wouldn't turn around and go, hey, what the fuck, brother?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
In real life, like, that's my wife. Like, what the fuck did you just say? You know what I mean? Like, and he's a fucking crazy man. So, you know what I mean? And he doesn't talk, but he can still get in his face, do something, but instead he just bows his head and runs like a cuck.
Yeah, that's not staying true to the character there at all.
I just didn't understand why his character wouldn't do that when he's been like an intimidating character. I would say that. But they could be trying to show vulnerability towards him, which I think would be very silly.
Agreed.
But that's just me. But we see the Dusty Classic winners, the Creed brothers, come out.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
At this point in the show, I was feeling like, gosh, sometimes watching NXT 2.0 makes me feel tired. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of feuds get built on a promo taking place and somebody interrupting it. Just seems to happen more often than not, and I just feel like there's got to be more scenarios you can think of to continue a story. That's just me. But these were the guys that should have won that tournament, without a doubt. But yeah, I don't know. Just this segment here, I was just like, man, how many times do I have to see the same kind of cookie cutter thing?
I thought the segment itself was good for a simple thing is they didn't necessarily have the Creed brothers talk. They cut a promo a week or so ago, and it wasn't bad. But have Malcolm Bivens be that mouthpiece. Like, he's the manager. These guys train and fight. Like, that's their fucking deal, right? Train and fight. And this guy can be the guy who's calling all the shots behind the scenes and fucking making deals and, you know what I mean? Like, making shit happen. Malcolm Bivens kind of being like the, not Rodney King, fucking, you know what I'm talking about? George, what's his name? Tyson.
Martin Luther King.
It wasn't Martin. Martin Luther King.
Don King, bro.
Don King. Fucking dickhead. I'm sitting here going like, what the fuck? Don King.
I'm trying to trip you up there with...
Hey, bro, I have a newborn, man. You have to know my pain, brother. But so they come out, they cut a promo calling Imperium out. Again, they're chanting Walter at Gunther. And, I thought Bivens was pretty good. Just he's making fun of Gunther, Walter, whatever you want to call him. As soon as Imperium get in the ring, they and Creed brothers have a fall apart. And then there's Bivens left there with Gunther.
Yeah.
Then the save from Solo Sikoa. Keep it juicy. So this match, Solo Sikoa and Gunther, I'm actually looking forward to it.
That'll be good.
I think Gunther is one. Solo Sikoa, sorry, is just he's just impressed me every time I've seen him in the ring, dude. He looks fucking great.
It's all in the blood,
mate. Keep it juicy. That's gonna be my new nickname, I think. Juicy. So next. We got Jensen's dating app segment again. When a girl comes in and says, you can just take a photo, right? Which I don't know, dude. I've never been on I've been on dating apps when I was single, but it's been over a decade, bro. I've been with my wife for a long time, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, do they do videos on dating apps these days?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember any of that kind of thing back when I was single, which is a long time ago now. But
back in my day. Yeah, no, exactly. But I know the Jensen angle's pretty fun. Jensen dating thing is pretty funny. They're making it pretty cool. Even he goes to Briggs, why didn't you tell me about this? He goes, I'm not gonna lie, your romantic life is a fucking big joke to me.
Yeah, that was good.
All right. Next up, Joe Gacy and Harlan promo. I know you're into Gacy, brother. So tell me, what do you think of this?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting, different type of way of continuing a story. So just as I complained about the cookie cutter thing, we get to see some footage of them. I believe it was 2:30 in the morning, walking up to I don't even know. I remember who it was, but he was working out. Right.
Draco. I've got, yeah.
Well, that'll be the next victim.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of came off a little bit creepy, bro. I'm not going to lie, man. Like, we approached him alone in the gym late at night.
Well, yeah.
We made an offer to him. He didn't reciprocate that offer. And him and Harlan had a break in communication.
Fuck, bro.
Dude, that gave off that creepy vibe, brother. It gave off that
Yeah.
creepy vibe. Tell me it didn't.
A little bit, yeah. It's like the time it said was 2:30 in the morning. What are they doing creeping around the performance center at 2:30 in the morning?
Exactly. But next we saw a match with Casey Catanzaro, Caden Carter versus Ivy Nile and Tatum Paxton. What do you think of this match?
It was all right, yeah. You can tell that they're, Carter and Catanzaro are now finally getting a little bit more than what they were before. They've got the matching outfits and all that stuff now. They don't look like a thrown together tag team anymore. So, yeah, I could see that they were going to win this one. And, I'm always impressed with Ivy Nile. Considering her height and size, she comes across like a badass. And I thought that the double team finish was quite sweet.
My highlight of this whole match was the beatdown that Ivy Nile put out on Tatum Paxton afterwards. That choke hold that she does like that, and holds her arms like back. That just to me is like, that's cool. That looks different. It looks new. I appreciate new shit, bro. I thought that was really cool. But one of the comments that I really liked that I heard from the commentator was calling Barrett true simping behavior during the yeah. I thought that was really good. I was like, that's fucking good. He's like talking about, he's like, yeah, if you like a girl, you follow her on Instagram, you like all her posts, you send her a good morning message every day, you subscribe to her OnlyFans if she has one.
Wade Barrett is great, bro.
He is fucking money. Like, he is seriously money. But then we see Solo Sikoa backstage talking about how he's got a match with Gunther next week. And then Bivens comes in, thanks him for having his back, saying even though he didn't really need it, he had Gunther exactly where he wanted him, which is why I love Bivens, because some of the shit that comes out of his mouth, I'm just like, this guy's fucking gold.
Yeah.
And then he
good
goes,
stuff there.
good luck in your match next week, bro. Give him hell. Keep it juicy, Uzi. And I was like, yeah. That's fucking dope.
Good shit, bro.
Oh, mate. Fucking, what do you think of like Solo Sikoa, man, and him going up against Gunther?
That's going to be a hell of a battle, bro. That'll be very interesting. I don't see Gunther losing, but stranger things have happened. Just looking forward to seeing where Gunther ends up going, within NXT, because this guy has been hyped so much, from NXT UK. I've only seen a little bit of him in the ring, but what I've seen has been very impressive. So, this guy can't stick around that upper mid card too long. So, at some point, a Gunther Bron Breakker match will be happening down the line. I can guarantee ya.
I'd like to say that, actually. I reckon that'll be a freaking hellacious match.
Yeah.
But the main event of the evening.
Main event.
Here it is. Give us an announcement. It is the main event of the evening. Dolph Ziggler versus Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
Take it away, brother. You've got the first honors of this one.
Well, I mean, as I was watching the NXT video that I downloaded, I could see that there were 20 minutes remaining in the show as Ziggler was making his entrance. So I knew, here we go. They're going to give him some time. They're going to build it up. This is going to be something special. And it really was. I mean, You put these two out there, you know that this is gonna be a barn burner, and it was. I have one small note that has nothing to do with the match. Is it a prerequisite now that male referees have to have a trendy like fade haircut? It just seems like I see that all the time now.
You got to make them all look the same, bro. Thank you, Facebook user. I don't know who you are. Make sure you click that link in the bio to give you access to say your name, or head over to YouTube and you can tune in there and we'll see your name. Dude, I thought this match was an absolute barn burner, as you said, dude. Heaps of false finishes. First off, check out the fucking dye job on Champa's beard, huh? Like, you think we're just gonna, like, he and MVP think we're just gonna forget you? You guys got great hair. Come on, bro. Like, hey man, go Clooney, bro. Do it gracefully. Look at this shit. Look at this shit.
He's older than me, and I know that I'm getting gray hairs, so there's no chance he doesn't have any. But
hey man, do your thing, boo. Do your thing. But and heaps of falsies in this match. Didn't disappoint. A very stiff match, enjoyable match. Loved it. Loved the ending of this match, bro. Like,
me too.
Love it. And even to the point when Robert Roode revealed himself and he put the camera down and he took the cap off and he did it nice and slow. And he's like, and then right at the, you know what I mean? Like, that's where like how he did it was just epic. I thought it was great. And you know what? It gives him something to do as well in NXT, because like, what were they doing on the main roster? Not much. So
100%,
give them, put him in a fucking hot angle on NXT. Absolutely. Why the fuck not? Keeps you on TV, keeps you in a job, keeps you under contract.
Yeah, Rude's another guy. It's exactly like Ziggler. This is a guy that, you know, in the prime of his career, and he's just not been used to do anything of real importance as far as I'm concerned. So to see him and Ziggler in NXT, that's something exciting for me as a fan. And I want to see them show what they can do, show that they've got it, and that, you know, it's not their fault that they're not getting the push that they deserve on the main roster.
Completely agree with you, dude. But then we see another LA Knight promo. All I've got here is I have no idea what the fuck he is doing in NXT and not on Raw or SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's all I got. You know, then we see Rude and Ziggler. You know, though. Oh, actually, no, that happened before the match. I apologize. I had that.
Okay.
Sorry. But the Rude and Ziggler thing, that was a back and forth thing on the mic, because we saw Bron Breakker come in, make the save after they're trying to beat down on Champa. He throws down the challenge and says, "Hey, Rude, Ziggler, us next week, tag team, or we can go right now." These guys run back in. They have a pull apart back and forth, which I thought was good. I thought that was a good way to end the show, because it shows really good, strong fucking heat between the two guys, and it makes you want to tune in for that match. You know what I mean? Like, when it's almost like the Attitude Era style, when back in the day they'd have these pull aparts to end the show, or like a big dramatic ending, and that's what this needed, and I thought it was fucking perfect.
Agreed. They went off hot, and that's how it should always, you know, we should always end a show on a cliffhanger, or we go off hot. We don't go off, you know, lukewarm. It's always got to be hot, bro.
Oh, agree with you, dude. But man, that was the show for this week of NXT. Overall, Karlifornia, what did you think of the show overall? Give it a rating.
I give this one maybe a 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't, you know, middle of the ground. It was slightly above that for me. But, you know, I am a fan of, you know, the Attitude Era and more of a crazier style of products. So that's why I have so much high expectations whenever I watch a wrestling product. And I do like NXT. It's a nice little show. It's not 100% for me. I need a little bit more. Sometimes things can feel a little contrived, but that's not a knock on any of the performers. It was a great show. Everyone worked hard in the ring. But yes, I'd say 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, probably go. I'm going to go 7, solid 7 for the show. So not too far off you. I think the main event really hammered down put an amazing ending to it. LA Knight versus Waller, good, yeah, amazing. Nikita Lyons, I think there's a bit to be left there. Same with a couple others, but I thought overall it was decent.
Yep.
But
Yep, not bad at all.
That's it, man. But welcome. That has been our episode of NXT Round Up Karlifornia. Thank you for joining me once again, brother. It is always a pleasure to have you on. It is always fun. Tell everyone where they can find you, where they can follow you, where they can check out Insider's Edge, baby.
Yeah, bro. I got my podcast. The Insider's Edge podcast comes out every single Tuesday, different times depending on where you are in the world. So this week we had, former WWF talent Bob Cook on the show. You can find all of the Insider's Edge podcast episodes at WZWA Network on YouTube and all podcasting platforms. If you want to find me personally, you can find me on Twitter at Karlifornia WZWA. That's KARLIFORNIA WZWA. And you can, have a chin wag with me on there. And yeah, just type in WZWA Network. You'll find us everywhere you want to possibly follow us on. We're everywhere. So thank you very much, Piers. I have once again enjoyed our conversation here today.
Thank you very much. And as always, MWA Podcast Network and WZWA, always in partnership together, always doing things. We just recently did a review over on your network on Vengeance Day, which was not Vengeance Day, sorry, Elimination Chamber, which was great. I had a lot of fun. You and Jonesy Boy were absolutely amazing, and I look forward on to working with you guys very, very soon. But guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, MWA Podcast Network, all day, every day on YouTube, Twitch, and on all podcasting platforms. So do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave us a comment, keep it positive, keep it juicy, oozy. But guys, until then, this is Piers, this is Karlifornia, and we're going to peace the fuck out. Go drink some beers, go roll some green ones, and take it easy, my kneesies. Ooh. Can I say that? Yeah, I can. Anyway, take care. Peace out. Love yous all.